On Thursday night, Donald Trump shared a racist, dehumanizing video mocking Barack and Michelle Obama on his Truth Social account. The AI generated video depicted the former president and first lady as apes, relying on an age old anti Black trope. The Trump administration rushed to defend the video and denied any racist intent, but it echoes years long dehumanizing, bigoted rhetoric that Trump and his party have relied on. As Trump typically does, he spent all of Thursday night posting to Truth Social. He was blasting out messages about the Democrats, the Epstein investigation, and this racist clip of Barack and Michelle Obama. As you can see, that post has since been deleted, but it's been archived and saved elsewhere on the internet. I tracked down the X user who originally created and shared this video. Warning, there is extremely racist imagery ahead. The video that Trump shared to Truth Social involved just the beginning of this clip, but here is the original AI generated clip in full. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. So there's a lot of things going on in this clip. It opens with the depiction of Barack and Michelle Obama as apes, which is an age-old racist stereotype used against Black people. But that's not the only thing that this clip includes. It also mocks and denigrates the appearances of other elected Democrats as well as Democrat influencers. And it portrays Trump as the lion or otherwise the king of the jungle. The person who posted this video uses Pepe the Frog as a big part of his symbolism online, which harkens back to far-right white supremacist posts on platforms like 4chan. And throughout his entire time campaigning to be president, Trump has often done this. He will take memes and clips and edited posts created by his supporters, many of whom are members of the alt-right, and then he'll blast them out to his much larger following elsewhere. This particular user celebrated the fact that Trump has reshared his video, writing on his X account, "Meme them until they cry, then make memes about them crying." As soon as Trump shared the video, people around the internet condemned it, including Democrat elected officials like Gavin Newsom, who tweeted, "Disgusting behavior by the president. Every single Republican must denounce this now." But that's not what happened. PBS White House correspondent Liz Landers shared a statement from White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt that said, "This is from an internet meme depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public." Here's one major glaring error in that statement. There are no apes in The Lion King. The original poster, Trump and Republicans can deny this all they want, but there is no denying the white supremacist messaging at the heart of this video and at the heart of Trump's entire rhetoric about the Obamas. One of the things Trump used to jumpstart his campaign was by falsely claiming that Barack Obama was not an American citizen. These birtherism conspiracy theories are deeply rooted in racism, and Trump has always relied on racism to help boost his popularity. Never forget that when Trump came down the escalator and announced he was running for president, he used dehumanizing anti-immigration rhetoric at the exact same time. And the Trump administration has increasingly relied on racist AI-generated imagery to accompany its violent actions toward Americans. For example, the Department of Homeland Security, aka ICE, has used this type of imagery involving alligators when it began building detention facilities for immigrants in Florida. What people may not know about alligator iconography is that it dates back to the Jim Crow era in the South. Back when the DHS tweeted this image, I reached out and interviewed Dr. Patricia Turner, a retired professor of folklore who has studied the iconography of alligators in relation to Jim Crow. She said, "The alligator is the kind of surrogate for the white man and his goal to either control or eliminate African Americans or Blacks in my research. But I think that the population that they imagine housing in this detention center, we all look alike to them. these are brown people, I think the same impulse is very much at work. So, what she's essentially saying here is that whether it's immigrants or Black American citizens, the Trump administration is using racist rhetoric, including these dehumanizing portraits of animals, to accomplish the same goals, which is ultimately to discriminate against and eliminate people who they don't like based on their skin color. And while this practice is disgusting and deserving of condemnation from everyone at all levels, it's also not totally surprising considering how much racism has fundamentally driven Trump's campaigning, his candidacy, and his popularity. Writer Adam Serwer pointed out, pour one out for every professional political pundit, writer, consultant, whatever, that has spent the last decade trying to pretend that the Trump phenomenon was about trade or opiates and not a big chunk of white America losing its mind over having a Black president. He continued, the entire anti wokeness nonsense of the past decade was about making this kind of gutter racism broadly acceptable again. Even though Trump eventually deleted his Truth Social post, the damage has already been done. He's working to normalize and make racist rhetoric acceptable and even celebrated again. Not only that, but this isn't the first time his administration has been caught doing something blatantly racist and then lying about it afterwards. And now with AI generated tools, it's faster and easier than ever for Trump supporters to be able to produce this type of content at scale, get noticed by the president, and have their work amplified to millions of people. Karoline Leavitt said to stop the fake outrage and report on something that actually matters to the American people. But this outrage is well deserved, and this issue is of grave importance to the American people. This dehumanizing rhetoric from ICE, the president, and elsewhere in the Trump administration all contributes to the same thing: inequality. It sets a precedent for violence against people based on nothing but the color of their skin. And every American should see it and call it out for what it is: racism.